Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. 911 Carrera, but 911 Carrera S. This one here, silver in these cars helps highlight so much of the great colors, swoops and lines that makes a 911 a 911. And when we went to this body style here, the 997, you got a couple of things that you got from old school incorporated new school. For instance, like the big round headlights. Because this car here is about 4 inches wider in the rear, you get these nice humps over here. This is the plastic guard from the factory because the body's so much wider in the rear, the front tires would kick up rocks and just pepper this whole area. So this comes from the factory with this, but this has also had the clear bra installed on it, which looks really nice on here. You can barely see it, but it's kept all the chips off the front of the car. So it came out really, really nice. And when the xenon lights are on and stuff like that, it looks really great. Check this out. So on the S models, you get these bigger wheels and tires. You get the 19s. Automatically, when you get the S's, you get the red brake calipers too. That way you know right away, even though you guess you can get them painted, but you know right away that's that. So factory alloys, fresh set of rubber too all the way around, and big tires too. A pretty big rubber back here, almost a 300 series rear tire at 295 with the red calipers again. And these are optional too, believe it or not. These are called painted crests. And instead of being just black and white, they're done very, very nicely. Anyway, one of the things people do love about these cars too is the fact that not only is it a world-class sports car, but the truth of the matter is it's a daily driver. It's one of the only cars in the world considered a daily driver exotic. And the reason why is it's beautifully finished in here, okay? So you have plenty of room for 3 soft pieces of luggage. It's a 4-seater, which we'll look at also. It's comfortable. It has great equipment inside that makes life really, really nice, from the upgraded sound system to navigation to all the things that, you know, whether that stuff's optional or standard, it just makes it for a world-class car. But you can also take this car to the track, ride it for a Saturday or Sunday all around, and drive it home. And that's what they're built to do. You know, they're built to do those kinds of things. There's a little storage in here for some of the electronics, okay? And as we look around, you got your navigation right here. This way you know, if you're looking at cars, all the cars have a navigation button on them, but you got to make sure that it actually has the module in it, okay? All right, and that's how you close the hood. The hoods are really light, so no matter what, if you try to close them, they'll never close all the way. So I always put my hand right here on the emblem. It keeps handprints off the hood and it looks great. So this is nice here. You got big fat ducts inside there that take the air directly to the brakes themselves. So this car is designed to go to the track as well as drive around and be fast too. All right, let's take a peek at the engine compartment for a second. But the one thing I wanted you to see, we call this like the J-Lo of sports cars. And the reason why we call it that is look how wide this car is from behind. It looks so good. This is our touch here. These normally come in black. We have these made in this gel. And I think that they just look, I don't know, it's that little touch that kind of ties the taillights together with the S. So if you see the red S's running around, it's a car from here. This has a sport exhaust too, so you can actually change the sound of the exhaust system. It also has a sport suspension and has a sport chrono package too. By changing that sport button, the car firms up, everything changes about the car, and you get all the power right away, as well as great handling. But let me open the engine compartment for you. By the way, this is motorized too. So at a little over 70 miles an hour, this right here will start to rise up. You can actually raise it up and leave it up if you want to. All right, here's what it looks like when it's raised up. Okay, and you can ride around like that if you want to, but it is automatic once it hits a certain speed, and that's to keep the rear end planted at the high speeds that these cars are capable of. We just washed the car, so if you see a little bit of water around. Okay. But this is nice too. You know, no matter how much, if you don't take care of the car, you can't clean the engine compartments like this. This is like sparkling inside. Original stickers are still here. Original panels with serial numbers and part numbers stamped on them correctly. This has got the big motor, not the 3.6, the 3.8 in it. 355 horsepower, and it's a real 355 horsepower too. Even sell a supercharger kit and a turbo kit if 355 is not enough for 500 horsepower. I'm not sure you need it, but you know, when's it all end? When does it end, I ask you? Hopefully never. The horsepower war keeps on rolling. All right, let's look inside and we can see why these people call these cars a daily driver exotics. All right, so we looked at some options already, like navigation, the upgraded wheels and tires, Some of the things that are here. Now this has sport seats also, which are an option. Okay, so they're a little more curved. You can see where it lines up with your shoulders and holds you in place. This is the main unit here, so you get like your nav. It just asks you to accept it there. Climate control here. Okay, then you have some of your options right here. And this is the important part that when you're looking for these cars, that you get some of this stuff. Here's a sport mode for the exhaust. Here's a sport suspension. Okay, this has PSM, which is Porsche Stability Management. If you're at the track, you might want to turn that off. It has different settings. It has full, a race version, and leave alone. And what that does is if the car was to start to slide, like in a regular driving situation, it actually can reel the car back in. It can take the power away without you having to do anything, apply brakes at different wheels, and as the car rotates or whatever, it can straighten the car back up. Keyless entry, we got alarm system. This has the upgraded Bose digital sound. And then you got a nice sized glove box, even came with wheel locks. Okay, so little stuff like this, place to put your CDs. And when we keep talking about these real world exotics, here's something kind of cool. Check this out, a cup holder. And that's very nice. All right, so the steering wheel fits perfect. This is a Sport Chrono timer for either lap times or 0 to 60 times or quarter mile times, whatever you want. This is a 2005 with only 34,480 miles on it. We're in 2011. So it's definitely, 5,000 miles a year. This is somebody's third car they drove once in a while. Full gauges with an 8,000 RPM tach, 200-mile-an-hour speedometer. These cars are capable of very, very high speeds, but they're super, super stable, and that's why people love them. Anyway, the exhaust is really one of those features that sounds so great on this car. I want to start it for you just so you can hear it, okay? Maybe we'll push the sport button in. In closing up on a car like this is a different kind of 911. 911s are great to begin with, but this is the S-body cars. And these cars have typically been holding their value in relation to their window sticker price better than all the other 911s because the turbos, although are great, could be more maintenance. And the regular 911 is still the regular 911. This is just a little bit different. They make a lot less of these. So this is a car that was priced almost at $100,000 when it was new. And now it's selling in the 40s with only 34,000 miles on it. It's just an awesome, awesome car. You got the navigation, we have the sport seats, we have the xenon headlights. Just a nicely equipped car too, so it's not like a base car. Anyway, if you can find a way to figure this into your life, I don't know, it's just a cool piece. It's a car that's worth some great money for a really, really long time and shouldn't cost you a whole lot to own it. Call us 301-816-1000 and we'll tell you all about it.